Hello, friends. Today in the Gospel of Matthew and our parables, we're going to put two together that are both about a verse long each. There are other uses of these. We'll talk about them together because they're of similar kind of understanding. And then tomorrow for Friday, we will look at a section where it's just kind of like a rapid fire of several parables, all kind of telling the same story with different perspectives. So today is our two that one that you will know intimately, and one you're probably going to say, oh, I've heard that before. So the first happens, and it's the parable of the mustard seed, right? One of the most beloved of these. And in Matthew, it goes like this. He put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that someone took and sowed in a field. It's smaller than all the seeds, but when it has grown to the greatest of shrubs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air can come and make branches in its nests. Really short, right? In other texts, we'll find it about faith the size of a mustard seed, which can move mountains, but that's not this one. It's similar, but not the same. And he goes immediately following then, and then he told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast a woman took and mixed with 3 measures of flour until all of it was leavened. That's it, right? 2 quick rapid fire things. A small little seed that can grow into a large tree for birds. Mustard doesn't really turn into a tree, but it can turn into a big wild bush. And yes, birds can land in it. Wisconsin actually has the mustard capital in Mount Horeb, in case you didn't know that. It's like the mustard capital of the world. There's even a museum. It's pretty cool. And lots of gnomes or trolls, I can't remember which, all over that area. So anyway, little tiny thing that gets very large. In the same way, if you've done baking, if you've become a pandemic baker, I would like to explain my wife has become a delightful bread maker since March. I bake bread. I had a bread machine that was given to me that I loved dearly, and it broke, and we went back to the old-fashioned method. We grind our grain, we mix it all together. And the point of this is when you mix yeast in with bread, which you never do when you bake, always with water. Got to rehydrate and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, when you mix it, there is absolutely no way to separate it. And it's not like if your yeast gets in a little bit of flour, only part of it rises. Once the yeast is in, everything rises, right? And so there's 2 stories back to back that Jesus tells that have this idea that one small little thing, a cell of yeast, a mustard seed, can grow into these magnificent things. He equates it to the kingdom of heaven as like this because it's these small things, the small acts that can turn something small into something large, right? We always say that in the line, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? I'm going to do this one thing, and I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. And pretty soon the list is built up, and you get that snowball effect. And the same thing's true in the kingdom of heaven, and the way Jesus explains it is the little things are what add up to the big things, right? You kind of look at a person and you can see how they treat their waitstaff. You know, it may seem like a small thing, but people who are stingy, people who are rude, people who are just mean to their waitstaff, I immediately think that's how this person is in the whole life, right? When your little things aren't good, your big things aren't good. When your little things are good and kind and work toward the kingdom of heaven, all the rest of your life works in concert toward that same goal. Jesus says it's those little things that put us on the path to be one of those big things. Little things turn us into wheat versus weeds. Little things turn us into the good seed rather than the seed on the ground. So be careful of your little things. Talk to you soon.